What is the word, everyone? You are locked in with Leo and Emma. Grab your headphones and turn up the volume, because we are about to level up your English. Let's get it!
Hello, hello! Today we are exploring a part of English that feels like a ghost. You don't always see it, you don't always hear it, but when it's there, it changes everything. We are talking about the subjunctive mood.
The subjunctive. It sounds like a scary Latin term from a 19th century grammar book, doesn't it? Like something you'd get hit with a ruler for getting wrong. But the truth is, we use it every single day to talk about what we want to happen, what we wish would happen, and what we suggest should happen.
If you've ever said, "I wish I were taller," or "I suggest that he be on time," you've used the subjunctive. Today we're going to help you master these structures so you can stop guessing and start speaking with total authority. We need to start with the concept itself, though, Leo. Why does this mood even exist? Most students just learn the indicative mood, statements of fact, and the imperative, which are commands. Where does the subjunctive fit in?
That's the perfect framing. Think of the indicative mood as the world of reality. I am recording a podcast. That is a fact. The subjunctive is the world of unreality. It's the mood of desire, possibility, judgment, and emotion. It's not about describing the world as it is. It's about describing the world as we want it to be or imagine it could be.
Exactly, and historically, this used to be everywhere in English. If you go back to Old English or Middle English, the subjunctive was a powerhouse. Over centuries, English has simplified, and we've lost a lot of those distinctive verb endings. But it held on tight in two specific areas: formal business contexts and hypothetical wishes. Let's dive into that first part, the formal request or the demand subjunctive.
This is crucial for anyone working in an international office. It happens after verbs of command or suggestion, verbs like suggest, recommend, insist, demand, and propose.
Here's the weird part that trips up even advanced students. In the subjunctive, the verb doesn't change. It stays in its base or bare form. No S at the end, even for he, she, or it. The common mistake is to say, "I suggest that he goes."
Right, but the subjunctive form is I suggest that he go. It sounds strange to a B2 ear, right? He go? It feels grammatically wrong because we are trained to add that S for third person singular. But in a professional context, this is the hallmark of a high-level speaker. It shows you understand the nuance of bureaucracy and procedure.
Let's look at some power phrases. Imagine you're a manager sending an email. You might write, "It is essential that every employee submit their report by Friday." Note that, not submits, just submit.
Or consider a board meeting scenario. The CEO insisted that the meeting be postponed. Not is postponed or was postponed, just be. Or another one, I recommend that she take the lead on this project, not takes.
Notice that we use be instead of is, am, or are. This is the subjunctive be. It creates a tone of urgency and importance. It removes the time aspect. We aren't saying when it is happening. We are saying it must happen. It abstracts the action.
It's so clean, isn't it? It strips away the clutter. Now, let's move into a more emotional space, the hypothetical world. This covers wishes and regrets. This is where we talk about things that aren't true right now, but we want them to be.
The most famous rule here is the I were rule. In the subjunctive, was becomes were for everyone. You hear this in pop songs constantly. Beyoncé didn't sing "If I Was a Boy," she sang "If I Were a Boy."
Technically, she sang "If I Were a Boy," but you will hear native speakers slip up on this in casual conversation all the time. However, for our listeners who want that C1, C2 polish, stick to the rule. If I were you, I wouldn't do that. Or, I wish I were on a beach right now.
Another great example is when criticizing someone's behavior. He talks as if he were the boss of this company. You know he isn't the boss, so you use were to signal that distance from reality.
Even though I was is becoming more common in casual conversation, using I were in a presentation or a formal interview shows that you have a deep academic grasp of English. It's a flex, as the students would say. It signals that you are educated and precise.
What happens if we are wishing about the past, though? Something that already happened and we can't change it.
Then we have to double down on the past tense. We use the past perfect structure inside the subjunctive mood. This is for those late-night what-if moments. For example, I wish I had taken that job offer last year.
Or the classic travel regret. If only we had checked the weather before we left.
It's all about creating distance from reality. The more imaginary the situation, the further back we move the tense. If it's a wish for now, we use the past. I wish I knew. If it's a wish for the past, we use the past perfect. I wish I had known. It's like stepping back in time to fix a mistake.
Now, let's look at some fossilized remains of the subjunctive. These are fixed phrases or idioms that native speakers use all the time without even thinking about the grammar behind them.
One of my absolute favorites is be that as it may. It sounds so diplomatic. It's a fancy way of saying, even if that is true, it doesn't change my mind. For example, I know the project is expensive. Be that as it may, we have to finish it.
That phrase is a total shutdown tactic in a meeting. Another good one is, so be it. This is used when you accept a situation, even if you don't like it. It's resignation. If they want to cancel the contract, then so be it.
And of course, the most common one in the UK context, God save the king. That's the subjunctive right there. It's not God saves, which would be a statement of fact. It's a wish or a prayer. May God save the king. The same logic applies to God bless you. We don't say God blesses you when someone sneezes.
Let's touch on a very specific structural rule that creates a lot of confusion: the negative subjunctive. How do we avoid the doesn't trap?
This is a huge tip for C1 students. When you want to make a subjunctive suggestion negative, you do not use doesn't or don't. You just use not. That's it. Just the word not before the verb.
This sounds very elegant, but it can feel wrong if you haven't practiced it. Listen to the difference. Standard or informal speech might be, I recommend that he doesn't go there. But the subjunctive is, I recommend that he not go there.
Or take a corporate policy. It is vital that we not lose focus during the negotiations. It's clean, it's direct, and it's very professional. It implies a command rather than just a description. If you say it is vital that we don't lose focus, it's fine, but that we not lose focus carries more weight.
Now, we should mention that British English and American English handle this a bit differently, right?
True. In the US, the formal subjunctive, like I suggest he go, is actually very common in business and law. We love it. But in the UK, people often add the word should to soften it or make it feel more natural to their ear.
So the US style is, I suggest he stay. But the UK style often leans toward, I suggest he should stay. Both are correct. But if you want that sharp executive sound, try dropping the should and using the pure subjunctive form. It cuts straight to the point.
It really is about efficiency and authority. Mastering the subjunctive is like adding a new color to your painting. You can survive without it, you can paint in black and white, but with it, your English becomes much more descriptive, professional, and precise.
Basically, remember these 3 keys. Use the base form for suggestions, I suggest he be. Use were for wishes, I wish I were. And remember the simple not for negative commands. I ask that you not do that.
Your homework, write one sentence in the comments using the verb insist and the subjunctive mood. For example, I insist that Emma tell us another joke.
I'll save that for the next episode. We don't want to scare the listeners away just yet.
Thanks for leveling up with us today. You're doing great.
See you in the next one.
Peace out.